I've already got all 110 achievements in Mafia 1 and 2, so today I thought I'd complete the trilogy by getting the additional 85 achievements in Mafia 3, including DLC. I've heard some bad things about the game, but I decided to go in with high hopes and find out for myself. For the first hour or so of the game, they really just set up the main character, Lincoln Clay. The game is set in the 60s, and Lincoln is a black man. Not a fun time. When we meet Lincoln, the first thing he does is visit his brother, an old man, right after returning from the Vietnam War. Just like in Mafia 2, we learn that our family's in debt needs quick cash, so we get involved in a bank heist. One of the guys organizing the heist happens to be Vito Scaletta from the second game, which is pretty cool. Anyhow, we end up pulling off the heist and making millions of dollars. But then we are betrayed by Sal Marcano, another Dom we're working with. He shoots us along with our brother and father. We somehow manage to survive, and this is where the game really begins. We set out to avenge our family's death and take over the entire city. After about 2 hours of gameplay, I finally got the first achievement for going to the old house and collecting my stuff. Shortly after, we go to a house and meet a lady called Cassandra. She has a lot of underground connections, and it is here where we are really introduced to how the game works. Compared to the first two games, Mafia 3 isn't very linear. There are different rackets run by crime bosses, each with different industries. We can take over rackets by either killing the boss or recruiting them. To get all the achievements, I had to complete 2 full playthroughs, one where I kill them all and one where I recruit them all. For my first playthrough, I'll be recruiting them, which is a little more difficult. In order to recruit them, I require some kind of dirt on them, which I can get by wiretapping junction boxes in the area. After speaking with Cassandra, she agreed to help us kill Mr. Marcano, and I got an achievement. The first racket I went to take out was a certain type of club where individuals pay for the pleasure of another individual's company. Yeah, I think I'm still monetized. For this one, you actually have to kill the racket boss, but it doesn't count towards the achievement, so that's okay. It's not until the next racket that we actually learn to wiretap junction boxes. When I did learn, I got an achievement. To weaken a racket before you take out the leader, you can take out some of his higher level goons who are in different places. While working towards recruiting a racket boss, I did just that, earning an achievement. The next mission is a lot more linear. We go to an abandoned carnival grounds to assassinate one of the guys who took part in killing my family. We have to fight our way through a bunch of dudes to get to him, and when we do, it doesn't end well. We tie a rope around his neck, attach it to the Ferris wheel, and send him round, hanging him. So remember Vito Scaletta from the second game? Yeah, he's actually a pretty big part of this game, which is fucking cool. He's been doing some business with the wrong people and he's been taken hostage, so we rescue him to get him on our side. We convince him to help us kill Marcano, earning an achievement. While going towards my next objective, I stole a police car for a bit of fun. Little did I know, it was actually an achievement. After that, I went on taking over rackets and flipping the racket bosses. At one point, I met up with a dude called Donovan, and there was an interesting visual glitch. It's like the hat in Mafia 2. Anyhow, I gave old mate Vito a hand hunting down someone who screwed him over, which earned an achievement. Following that, I continued with the main story. We have to recruit one more guy to our cause, and his name is Burke. He's drunk half the time, but he knows his shit and will no doubt be an asset. I got him to agree to help me kill Marcano, and then in exchange, I helped him kill one of his enemies for 2 achievements. Now that we have 3 associates, it's time to bring them all together. We set up a meeting in the same place with each one. They each get quite a shock, but we make it clear that we're in charge. We then lay out our plan, which is to pick off Marcano's lieutenants before going for him. The first guy on our kill list is Tony DeRazzo, Marcano's bookkeeper. On the way to the meeting, I actually spun out and got an achievement for making a 180-degree turn at high speed without hitting anything. To get to Mr. DeRazzo, I have to screw up the construction and blackmail rackets, which I gladly did. We learn that he's in a hotel, so naturally we go in guns blazing, murdering every man in sight. We eventually get to him and throw him out the window, earning an achievement. Now we have to choose who to assign the entire district to, either Vito, Cassandra, or Burke. Whoever we choose will be loyal to us, but the others will get pretty pissed off. It was an obvious choice for me. Vito's been the man from the beginning. I've loved him since Mafia 2. Well, there goes one of Marcano's lieutenants. To get the next one, I had to take down the garbage industry and the guns industry. We then give the Lieutenant Enzo a call, and since he prefers to take the stairs, unlike his bald colleague, we cut a deal. We meet up, and it turns out he was friends with our father, so together we reminisce while blowing up a quarry. Linking up with Enzo got me an achievement. One of the next rackets is the slavery racket, run by a certain clan that enjoys dressing in white robes. You actually can't flip this racket boss because being a black man, Lincoln isn't too keen on the whole white supremacy thing. Luckily, this boss doesn't count towards the achievement. Every time you take over a racket, you get one of your associates to send in a cleanup crew. It's really funny though because more often than not, the AI just runs over anyone in their way. Before doing any more racket stuff, I decided to do Donovan's missions. Donovan is an ex-CIA guy who served with us in Vietnam. He's been helping us out throughout the game, so we agree to help him with a little side project of his. For the first mission, we have to find a guy in a hotel. There was a huge gunfight and most of the people are dead, but we managed to find some information. Investigating the scene got me an achievement. We find out that this guy who Donovan used to know, called Aldridge, is stealing CIA information and is heading to a CIA safe house as we speak. We try to intercept him, but we're too late and he gets away with a bunch of sensitive information. The guy Aldridge is working with a bunch of communist mercenaries and they ambush us. We get to use a super cool vehicle with a turret during a car chase and I got an achievement for destroying 10 cars. I also got an achievement when we escaped the mercenaries. For the next mission, we actually leave New Bordeaux and go to an island where a stolen nuke is being held by Aldridge. This part was actually sick. First, we take out a mercenary camp and interrogate the leader. Then we find the facility and fight our way through until we get to Aldridge and put a bullet in his head. Finally, we secured the nuke and got it back to the Pentagon. I really enjoyed that whole quest line and I got a bunch of achievements, so that's nice. After that, I went and killed a guy named Remy Duval. He was part of the white supremacist gang and killing him got me an achievement. Following that, I went to kill Olivia Marcano, Sal Marcano's cousin. We do so by drugging her bodyguards and then shooting her in the stomach. On the way, I got an achievement for killing an enemy within 2 seconds of kicking a door open. As usual, I put Vito in charge of the district, which got me an achievement for reaching the loyal state with one underboss. Right afterwards, I had to kill a corrupt judge for yet another achievement. They just keep coming. One thing I'll say about this game is that it overstays its welcome. Flipping bosses and taking over rackets is fun and all, but it's pretty fucking annoying doing it for the 13th time. Anyhow, while taking over the smuggling racket, I got an achievement for having $150,000 in my bank. I needed some information on Marcano, so I tracked down a dude and killed him for an achievement. Now, for one of the achievements, you need to finish the game with only one associate left. To do this, I need to piss 2 of them off till they betray me and I can kill them. I did this by giving literally everything to Vito. Burke was the first one to leave, so I killed him first. The last guy we have to kill to get to Mr. Marcano is his brother, Lou. Lou is doing a fundraiser thingy on a massive boat, so we blow up a huge structure as it's passing by, causing a massive crash. We chase down Lou and slit his throat for an achievement. I assigned his district to Vito, which pissed off Cassandra, so just like Burke, we headed over and killed her. I didn't get an achievement for it, but I will later. After that, I accidentally went and started a DLC mission. I got an achievement which I'll add to the counter now, but just know that it's not part of the base game. It was actually pretty annoying because I had to drive around 3Ks to get back, but on the way, I did get an easy achievement for driving at 120 miles per hour for 20 seconds. Before doing any more of the main story, I had some side quests to attend to. First, I completed a side quest in one of Vito's rackets, which would allow me to maximize the earn for the racket. All I had to do was steal a truck and drive a kilometer or so. Doing that allowed me to collect over $10,000 in revenue from the racket for an achievement. I couldn't resist another quick hit of dopamine, so I went swimming in a river and got eaten by an alligator for an achievement. Right afterwards, I killed someone and fed the body to an alligator for another one. Back to the main story, we need to get to Tommy Marcano, but to find him we need to get to a guy called Alvarez, a counterfeiter that he hired. Marcano doesn't want him talking, so they're trying to kill him, leaving his rescue up to us. We keep him safe and sound for an achievement. By the way, apparently Mr. Marcano hired a bounty hunter to kill me, so I jammed a knife through his throat. To get to Tommy Marcano, we join a fight club that he runs and win the fight. When we win, we're brought to him and seize the opportunity to pour some gasoline on him. You know, just to be nice. Unfortunately, Ligon has butterfingers and drops a lighter on the ground. Not a great end for Tommy. With that done, we can now go and complete the final mission. Remember how I killed all of those underbosses other than Vito? Yeah, here I got the achievement, just you and me, for keeping a single underboss alive until the final mission. Speaking of the final mission, we head to Sal Marcano's casino. Okay, I was gonna go in stealthy, but it seems that option's going out the window. First, I killed Georgie, Marcano's son. Shortly after, I made my way up to Sal Marcano himself, and we had a drink of scotch. We actually had a lovely conversation which ended with me plunging a knife into his chest. The final thing I have to do is decide whether to leave the town and start a new life, run the city by myself, or run the city with Vito. I'm a loyal guy, so I win, and together Vito and I ruled New Bordeaux. Now we have a problem. Remember those achievements for flipping the racket bosses and informants? Yeah, I did exactly that, but no achievements popped. I did some research and it turns out that there are a total of 9 achievements that are completely bugged. The only way to get them is to play the entire game in one sitting, which takes over 20 hours. You cannot close the game and you just have to pray that it doesn't crash. I might have done it, but considering that the game crashed well over 5 times during my first playthrough, I just can't be fucked spending the time and energy to get achievements in a game that the devs couldn't be bothered to code properly. There are still a bunch of DLC achievements, but I just don't have the drive to play through a game knowing I can't get 100% completion. If you guys really want to see it though, I might go back and do it. In the meantime, go check out my Mafia 2 video.